The English language is lacking in some words of feelings. Yeah, lovable. Is lovable, but lovable just seems to be a feeling, whereas naglingnaloato seems to be part of.
Too much love.
Yeah. In the schools, we were taught that Indians were savages, as lower than white people. But also under the colonial system, a lot of us did not follow through on teaching our children the language of Inuktitut. I consider my children and my grandchildren and others lucky that they don't have to go through all that.
That's what they call it.
Her birth is in a hospital. I was born in the middle of a snowstorm in a tent. The tent was in danger of collapsing when I was being born.
Where was this?
Nauyat. Seal hunting in the middle of the ice, sea ice.
You too, even as a little boy.
Yeah, there was no houses. The only houses there were Hudson Bay and Roman Catholic Church.
So this was your childhood?
Yeah.
When did it change?
In the early 50s, the federal government installed a school in Chesterfield Inlet. A residential school where children from outlying communities went in the summertime. Little kids.
What language did you speak at this point?
Just Inuktitut.
And what language did they speak at the school?
English. When we were not allowed to talk our language, they were trying to make us into little white people.
But the very first thing is it is Christ's birthday. You say thank you for Christ and then afterwards have fun.
Well, there was a name you used, it was referred to for white people in terms of if...
Kabluna.
Is that what it was?
Kabluna are white people.
And if they spoke, then you automatically, they were right.
Yes.
You did what they said.
That was us, but also our parents as well. And at the time, usually the only white people that came up were professionals. There was no normal white people. So we only saw teachers and priests.
So 4 years you lived through this. At the end of it, how much of your own language and culture did you lose?
I always understood from the beginning how important the Inuktitut language was in my case. And by the way, when I was there in the House of Commons, one day I was speaking Inuktitut, and a member of the Bloc Québécois stood up and point of order, Mr. Chair, and she said,
Mr. Speaker, I do have a question to put to you. The honourable member is speaking in a language that I do not understand. I would like to know if we should continue listening, because it's not a part of the official languages.
So I could hardly wait to get up. And so when I got up,
I think it's an insult to the people of Canada that some people would not agree for us to speak our own language when the Inuktitut language is 4,000 years old in Canada, and the English language and the French language is a mere hundreds of years old.
She got the point.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Language and culture. 13. we call upon the federal government to acknowledge that Aboriginal rights include Aboriginal language rights.
So there's 94 calls to actions and a bunch of sub-call to actions, but they're more than just words to you, hey?
Oh yes, very much so, very much so. They're the basis for addressing all the wrongs that were done to us. They're the cornerstone of what should have always been, but was sort of shoved aside. Oblivious to the world, and she'll grow up to be whatever she wants to be. I'm always optimistic now that the younger generation, whether it's my grandnieces, don't have the same kind of load that we had, and so they don't have to be burdened with that load, and don't have the same colonialistic mindset to be able to address the issues that need to be addressed today in terms of the Inuit. I'm just proud of them.